Imagine the weight of unspoken truths hanging in the air like storm clouds over a Florida suburb. It was in that sterile conference room at Wilkins and Associates law firm in Fort Lauderdale, where the air conditioner hummed too loudly against the silence, that everything shattered. I sat there, Emily Hayes, the family afterthought, watching my brother Ethan stand up, his face flushed with righteous fury, declaring, "All those properties are mine. She's got nothing coming to her. She abandoned us." His wife, Lauren, nodded sharply, her lawyer's eyes calculating every angle. My parents, Robert and Patricia, murmured agreements, their disappointment in me as familiar as the humid Miami heat. But as the attorney cleared his throat and began reading Grandpa Arthur's will, I felt the slow burn of years of quiet endurance finally ignite. Little did they know, the inheritance they were fighting over was already mine, bought and paid for in secret, while they dismissed me as a failure. Growing up in the Hayes household in Coral Springs meant knowing your place from the cradle. Ethan was the golden boy, star quarterback in high school, MBA from a top-tier university, married to Lauren, a sharp associate at a downtown law firm. Me? I was the shadow, the one who didn't fit the mold. It all started when I was 17, over a tense family dinner where I announced I wanted to pursue a degree in business management with a focus on real estate development, instead of following Ethan's path into finance. Dad chuckled dismissively. Fork paused midair. "Emily, let's be real. You're not cut out for the big leagues. Maybe aim for something steadier, like settling down." Ethan smirked across the table. "Yeah, sis. Not everyone's built for the grind. Some folks are just there to cheer from the sidelines." I ended up at a solid state university, grinding through classes on property investment and urban planning. They skipped my graduation, too busy celebrating Ethan's latest promotion. The real rift deepened when I was 24, hustling as a junior analyst at a small real estate firm in Miami. Ethan had just proposed to Lauren, and Mom was orchestrating a lavish engagement bash, think $150,000 worth of crystal chandeliers and imported champagne. The call came while I was crunching numbers late at night. "Emily, family pitches in. We need your share." I swallowed hard. "I can swing maybe $600. I'm scraping by here." Her tone turned icy. "Ethan warned me you'd pull this. He's building a legacy. Emily, the least you can do is chip in $6,000. It's not asking much. That was 4 months' rent for me." "Mom, I just can't." The line went dead. At the party I wasn't expected to fund, I was relegated to a corner table with distant relatives. Invisible as Ethan toasted the people who really count, his gaze sliding right over me. Lauren's folks were hailed as the in-laws they'd always dreamed of. But across the room, Grandpa Arthur caught my eye. 82. With that piercing stare that saw through every facade. He gave me a subtle nod, like he knew the storm brewing inside me. After that night, I ghosted family gatherings unless Grandpa Arthur personally invited me. My parents labeled it betrayal. I called it self-preservation. But every Saturday morning, I'd drive to his modest bungalow in Fort Lauderdale for coffee and conversation. We'd sit on his porch, the ocean breeze carrying salt and secrets. He never pried about why I skipped Ethan's promotions or my parents' milestone anniversaries. Instead, he listened as I shared my ambitions, flipping undervalued properties, building a portfolio from the ground up. "You've got grit Ethan lacks," he said one morning when I was 26. His voice gravelly from years of chain smoking in his real estate heyday. "You know value comes from sweat, not spotlights." I sighed. "The family doesn't see it that way." He leaned back, eyes twinkling. "But I see you, Emily. Always have." What they never knew, what I kept buried like a hidden deed, was that my entry-level job was actually a stepping stone to something massive. By 27, I'd spotted a rundown commercial building in Miami's design district, primed for redevelopment but teetering on bankruptcy. I'd squirreled away every penny for 4 years, networked with venture capitalists at industry mixers. I snapped it up for $1.8 million, my savings. Angel investors. A savvy loan. My family would have called it a pipe dream. I called it vision. In under 2 years, I turned it into Hayes Ventures' first gem, a mixed-use space with trendy lofts and retail, pulling in 280% revenue growth. But I stayed silent. Why share? So they could swoop in with advice or demands. So Ethan could patronize my little project? So my parents could tally up what I owed for their half-hearted parenting? No. I built in the shadows. By 30, I owned 5 prime properties across South Florida, office spaces, apartments, a boutique retail center valued at $38 million. I employed 280 people, boasted 4.7-star reviews on industry sites, and got a nod in Forbes' Rising Real Estate Moguls Under 35. My family? They thought I was still crunching numbers at some forgettable firm. I never corrected them. But Grandpa Arthur got the full picture every visit, spreadsheets, valuations, projections. His pride was quiet but fierce. You did this on your own steam, he'd say. No silver spoons here. I'd smile. Learned from the best, you turned a single duplex into an empire through sheer will. Grandpa had clawed his way up post-war, amassing 11 rental units in Broward County, worth about $4.9 million by then. Steady, unflashy wealth from patience and prudence. Ethan, meanwhile, climbed to mid-level exec at a tech sales firm, solid paycheck. Nothing revolutionary. But in our clan, he was still the prodigy, married. Kids. The works. 3 months before Grandpa Arthur passed, over our ritual coffee, he pushed an envelope my way. What's this? I asked. Heart sinking. Estate updates. My will's revised. You need to know, Grandpa. We don't have to, we do, he cut in. Firm as oak. Because I know what Ethan and your folks assume. And I know what you forged without a handout. Inside, the 11 rentals. All to me. To Ethan. $40,000 and his vintage Ford pickup. To my parents, mementos and $20,000 apiece. This'll stir the pot, I whispered. Let it. You've earned it, the visits. The calls. The real talk. They'll rage. But your steel. He slipped away peacefully at 85. A quiet stroke in the night. The family buzzed with assumptions. Ethan gets the rentals. Naturally. No one even glanced my way. The reading was set 2 weeks post-funeral at the firm. I arrived early in a tailored black blazer from a recent investor meeting. Mom eyed me coolly. Emily? Didn't expect you. Ethan strode in with Lauren, slapping my back too hard. Don't sweat it. I'll let you swing by the units anytime. Dad was already scheming aloud. Those Lauderdale spots need upgrades, hike rents. Easy extra $1,000 a month. Ethan nodded. Might flip a couple. Pump cash into Lauren's firm expansion. They were carving up ghosts. Senior partner Harold Wilkins entered, folders in hand, looking like he'd swallowed a lemon. Arthur Hayes was my client and confidant for decades. His wishes were crystal. He read, to son Robert and Patricia. Personal items, war memorabilia, photos, and $20,000 each. Mom's lips thinned. To grandson Ethan, $40,000 and the '72 Ford. Ethan's grin cracked. The rentals. Wilkins hesitated, glancing at me. Ethan bolted up. They're mine. Emily gets zilch, she ghosted us. Nods all around. I slid my thick folder forward, calm as a still pond. There's more everyone should hear. Wilkins' eyes bulged as he scanned my docs. These These are transfer records. All 11 properties sold to Emily Hayes, starting 4 years back. Mom blanched. What? Grandpa sold them to me over time, I said evenly. Market price. Installments. All filed legit. Ethan's voice broke. Impossible. You scrape by in some cubicle. I paused, letting it build. I own Hayes Ventures' 5 properties. $38 million valuation. Silence. Then Lauren's disbelieving snort. If you were loaded, we'd know. I flipped my phone to a Forbes article, my profile. Under 35 Titans redefining Florida real estate. Mom gasped. Lies. Wilkins confirmed, these are ironclad. Arthur sold to her for her savvy. Dad's voice hollowed. Why? Because I showed up, I replied. Tension coiling. Weekly visits. Midweek calls. Post-op care. I loved him. No strings. Mom protested weakly. We did too. Did you? Last coffee with him? Last call not begging cash. Quiet. 2 years ago. Ethan. You hit him up for $70,000 for a buddy's app. He said no, you ghosted him 8 months. Ethan's flesh deepened. Mom. You wanted him to co-sign $40,000 for your remodel, called him greedy when no. Dad. You pushed for 2 units free and clear, didn't visit for 11 months after denial. Wilkins pulled Grandpa's letter. I gave to Emily because she earned it, presents. Grit. Ethan. You expected handouts. Emily built alone. Still made time. Respect her. Or look in the mirror. Lauren jumped in. Eyes narrowing. How'd you fund millions? Started with profits from my first flip. Grandpa financed the rest, seller terms. Fair rates. I paid monthly. Plus profits back to him, $480,000 over 4 years. Bank slips confirmed. Ethan slammed the table. You stole our birthright. No, I snapped. Fire rising. I bought what he trusted me with. Blood doesn't entitle you. We'll sue, he spat. Wilkins shut it down. You'll bleed cash and lose. Arthur was sharp, deals solid. Dad revealed the core rot, but where his blood? We deserve more. You got what he deemed fair, I said. Standing. I'm done chasing crumbs from folks who belittled me. My voice steadied. But the dam cracked. You mocked my dreams. Excluded me. Demanded what I couldn't give. I didn't strike back, I rose above. Silent. Now? Goodbye. As I reached the door. It swung open. Detective Carla Ruiz from Broward County Fraud Squad and IRS agent Tom Keller. Emily Hayes? Stay. Questions for all. My gut twisted. What's this? Ruiz flipped her file. Probing fraud on Arthur Hayes' estate. Weeks before death. Forged docs to deem him incompetent. Shift assets to Ethan-controlled trust. Eyes on Ethan. Your SIGs everywhere. Plus emails to a fake doc, Lauren's paralegal, for phony evals. Lauren bolted up. Not me. Your firm's server, Keller added. Plus $42,000 siphoned from his accounts to Ethan and Robert. Dad paled. Loans. Arthur reported theft, Ruiz countered. Wilkins nodded. He confided suspicions. Arrests followed. Ethan and Lauren cuffed their fraud. Elder exploitation. Forgery. Dad next day. Media storm hit. Exec brothers plot to swindle Grandpa exposed. Details scorched forgeries. Thefts. My silent success as contrast. Ethan's accounts frozen. Lauren suspended. Then disbarred. He lost his job. She divorced him amid custody wars. Dad pled to reduce charges, probation, restitution, community hours. Ethan convicted on 5 counts, 3 years prison. Lauren pled. Got probation. Career ashes. Mom sent a note months later. I see now what Arthur did. Sorry I missed it. No reply, scars don't fade with ink. 2 years on. Wilkins called, estate closed. Plus Grandpa's final letter. Dearest Emily, it read. If this finds you post-chaos. No, I foresaw their greed. You earn the properties, not as cash cows, but legacies. Don't gild over their falls, own your path. Build on. Enclosed, key to a unit with his mid-century modern collection. Worth $160,000, perfect for my latest lobby revamp. Today, Hayes Ventures spans 7 properties across Florida and the Carolinas. $72 million strong. For 110 employees. Grandpa's rentals hum along. Anchors to his faith. Ethan's out. Stocking shelves nights. Lauren's a legal aid elsewhere. Parents downsized. Faded. I don't hate, I just protect my peace. Over dinner with Wilkins. Toasting Arthur's bourbon, he'd beam at your empire. Just followed his lead, I said. Rise quiet. Stand firm. Never shrink. Never again.